Let's bring in cybersecurity and technology expert Scott Schober. He's the CEO at Berkeley Veritonic Systems. Scott, good to have you here as always. First of all, explain what exactly is a smart wall when we use that term.
Well, smart wall is not by any means when we think of a physical wall, where we think of the Great China Wall or something like that, which Trump seems to focus most of his focus on there, but really technology. When we think about advanced radar, LiDAR, 3D imaging, heat seeking. In this case, I have cell phone detection, different types of technologies that can be effectively used, and really working with artificial intelligence, which is a term we hear a lot about, AI. So the culmination of these different technologies can effectively find bad guys or prevent things from happening without spending tons and tons of money to stop people from coming over the wall or over property without building a physical infrastructure.
So in other words, what you have here, you can literally put these devices on top of some sort of fence or even a pole, I suppose.
Sure.
You don't even need a fence. And then these devices essentially tip off anybody as to, okay, somebody or something is crossing.
Yeah, exactly. It could be from a mobile platform here, so maybe there's somebody at Border Patrol. We sell this to Border Patrol now, and in their SUVs they'll drive along and they'll look for a flurry of cell phone activity, which is typically associated with those that are trying to illegally cross a border. And if you think about it, everybody's got a cell phone. What better way to focus in on catching somebody that's trying to compromise a security system than a cell phone?
Now, are there limits in terms of the range of these devices?
Yeah, absolutely. This will probably go about a half a mile unobstructed with a direction finding antenna. There's also sensor-based systems as well that we've developed. These could be buried under the ground, imagine in the sand, or they could be networked, such as this one, where it could be a string of them in focused areas. That way they're low cost and focused solutions where there is infrastructure, where there is a physical wall. These tools can be very effective.
You mentioned low cost. How much is it? I mean, suppose we wanted, I don't know, 10 miles worth of these systems every half mile or whatever. How much does that sort of thing cost?
A sensor like this, a single unit's about $1,400, and obviously when you scale it, and if you're talking about thousands of them, they're sub $1,000. So it's really not that expensive, but it gives you a lot of intelligence as far as somebody coming in a half a mile away, or if they're orchestrating, maybe it's a coyote up in the mountains saying, okay, it's safe to run, no one's looking, run in, and a whole bunch of people are trying to cross the border and do something illegal. These tools are effective.
Does it require much training in terms of whether somebody wants to use it for a wall or somebody wants it as part of their own, private security system? Is it difficult to read the data?
No, not really, because if you think about it, when you have a sensor-based solution, it's number one covert, it's working 24/7. You don't need someone to actually operate it. You could have it remotely alert you or alert Border Patrol and say, hey, in this particular area where there's a weakness or vulnerability and there are people that are trying to come over with wrong intentions, focus your attention right there, right now.
What about privacy issues?
That always comes into play. Fortunately for the tools that we have here, there really is no invasion in privacy. We're not transmitting, we're not eavesdropping, we're not looking at personal content, text or phone numbers or anything like that, just radio frequency, signal strength, and the frequency, the carrier that it's on.
And in other words, that would be people who have a cell phone or some sort of device on them. All it does is it tips somebody off that, okay, in this particular area, we have spotted somebody who is communicating on a phone.
Exactly right. And the same technology we're using right now on locomotives. We're on about 10,000 locomotives to determine if an operator is texting while operating, so a distracted driving application, but now applied to a border wall. That's all.
And how's it been going with trying to track locomotives?
Fabulous. Yeah. It's working great because it's really catching a lot of people. Because if you think about it, they have a lot of downtime. They get bored. Next thing you know, they're texting, they're not paying attention, and we've heard many tragedies. So very effective technology, and again, we're about 10,000 locomotives right now just in the U.S. alone.
Fascinating. Cybersecurity and technology expert Scott Schober. Scott, thanks for coming in and bringing the stuff with you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.